Hi everyone. Welcome to our computing class today. Today, we're going to learn about data and how we can use it to make sense out of the information we collect. Are you ready? Let's dive in. First, let's talk about the different types of data. When we fill out a form, we enter our personal information like our name, age, and height. This information is what we call data. Data is just raw facts that we can use to do so many things. For example, if we collect 100 forms, we can use the information to find how many females and males are in the 100. The data we entered on the form are not all the same. They can be grouped according to their type. Some types of data are numerical data, character, string, and Boolean. Numeric data is data made up of numbers. Numbers can be in many forms, including integers and decimals. Integers are whole numbers, and decimals include the decimal point. Character data is data with a single character, like the letter M or F for gender. String data is made up of two or more characters like names or addresses. Boolean data is true or false. Now, let's talk about the sources of data. The place we get data from is called a source of data. There are two main types of data, primary data and secondary data. Primary data is the data that is collected for the first time on the field by a person interested in collecting the data. Some sources of primary data include surveys, observations, experiments, questionnaire, personal interview, letters, speeches, photographs, audio recordings, video recordings, diaries, news reports, autobiography, census, maps, etc. Secondary data refers to data already collected by someone else earlier. A lot of the information we get online is secondary data. Some secondary sources of data include most sources of published data like journals, magazines, newspapers, government records, biographies, tax records, libraries, bibliographies of research work, websites, blogs, Wikis, tutorials, and open databases on the internet. Now, let's talk about sending and receiving information from one gadget to another. There are many ways now to send or receive information through communication gadgets. Let's take a look at a few of them. Bluetooth is used to send information over short distances through Bluetooth-enabled devices like headset, phones, computers, MP3 players, etc. Infrared is used to send information over short ranges through infrared-enabled devices like remote control devices of television sets, computer mouse, personal digital assistants, etc. Fax is the transmission of scanned printed material over telephone lines. Radio helps in sending and receiving messages, usually in the form of voice or audio, through radio waves generated by an electronic device called a transmitter. Television receives broadcasting signals from a station and turns them into pictures and sound. Most modern televisions, known as smart TVs, can play files from a USB and access the internet. Telephone transmits voice as electronic signals so you can hear people talk to you, and you can also talk to them. Internet is a global system of interconnected computers that gives the platform for websites where you can post information on a page and link to other pages, send messages very fast as emails, and make video and voice calls on internet, and voice calls on internet-enabled devices like phones and computers. Finally, let's talk about manipulating data. Data in its raw form is usually not useful. We need to make sense out of the data we receive by manipulating and making it more useful. One way of making data more useful is by converting it into a table. Manipulating data means changing or transforming data into a more useful format. One way of doing this is by creating tables. Tables allow us to organize data in a way that makes it easy to read and understand. For example, let's say we have a list of students and their grades for a particular subject. We can create a table with two columns, one for the student's name and one for their grade. By organizing the data in this way, we can quickly see who got the highest and lowest grades and who may need some extra help. Another way to manipulate data is by sorting it. Sorting means rearranging a set of data in a particular order. We can sort data in many ways, such as alphabetically, numerically, or by date. For example, let's say we have a list of names and their ages. We can sort the data by age, from youngest to oldest, or vice versa, or we can sort it alphabetically by name. In conclusion, data is all around us, and it's essential to understand how to collect, manipulate, and analyze it. By learning about different types of data, sources of data, and ways to manipulate data, we can become better problem solvers and decision makers.